This is the AI News Flash for May 30th, 2 p.m. UTC. First up, Motley Fool exclusive analysis reports, Micron Technology, the U.S. semiconductor memory giant, has officially joined Meta, Tesla, and Broadcom as the newest member of the $1 trillion market cap club under full-scale AI semiconductor memory supercycle dynamics. Micron has established a decisive winner position as a pick-and-shovel stock, reaching a historic milestone moment.
Micron shares surged over 5% on Friday, driven by the announcement of HBM4 high-bandwidth memory with 36 GB 12G specifically designed for NVIDIA's next-generation Vera Rubin platform. Micron holds 23% of global DRAM market share, ranking third behind Samsung at 36% and SK Hynix at 32%, while HBM market share has more than doubled from 9% at end of 2024 to 21%. CEO Sanjay Mehrotra announced during the Q2 earnings call that data center DRAM and NAND flash memory demand is expected to hit 50% of the industry's total addressable market for the first time ever this year.
Under the four hyperscalers' combined $725 billion capex boom for 2026, AI memory supply constraints have pushed DRAM contract prices up over 70%. HBM for 2026 is completely sold out, and AI agent-era 1 million token long context processing combined with vector database, large capacity storage consumption is exploding. Samsung Electronics, SK Hynix, and Micron, the three major memory suppliers, have all crossed the $1 trillion threshold, reaching a decisive moment where the AI semiconductor ecosystem keeps producing trillion-dollar companies. Under the trend of NVIDIA's $5.5 trillion market cap monopoly structure diversifying, institutional investors are entering a full-scale selection phase for AI semiconductor investment-themed second-phase beneficiary stocks. This contrasts with the AI infrastructure concentrated investment Silicon Valley pattern, with memory layer core players emerging as decisive differentiation factor. Positioned as the most important milestone for 2026 AI memory supercycle, this is a decisive signal for institutional investor allocation strategy. Next, Bloomberg exclusive feature reports a historic trend where Dinosaur old tech stocks are rapidly being reborn under the AI-fueled $1.7 trillion rally. Dell Technologies, Nokia, Lenovo, and Micron Technology, high flyers from the dot-com era, are achieving full-scale revival driven by AI in 2026, marking a decisive moment. Dell shares surged 33% on Friday, marking the biggest single-day gain in company history. Following Q1 earnings showing AI server orders at a record $24.4 billion, AI server sales at a record $16.1 billion, backlog accumulation of $51.3 billion, and full-year revenue guidance raised significantly to $167 billion from previous $140 billion. Dell stock surge rivals the late 1990s heyday when shares surged over 200% for 3 consecutive years, entering a second peak phase in the AI era. Major Wall Street analysts at Bank of America, Rosenblatt, Morgan Stanley, and Jefferies are evaluating Dell as the symbol of the latest perceived dinosaur tech rediscovering a new lease of life as an AI powerhouse. Against the backdrop of intensifying competition among AI server manufacturing giants, Supermicro, HPE, and Lenovo, Dell's unique positioning has established a decisive differentiation factor. Under the four hyperscalers' combined $725 billion capex boom for 2026, AI infrastructure second-phase beneficiary stocks are entering full-scale acceleration, with institutional investors driving full-scale rotation into AI semiconductor investment-themed second-phase stocks. Alongside Micron's trillion-dollar milestone, this includes Nokia's NVIDIA-invested $1 billion strategic partnership for AI RAN 5G, 6G integration and defense AI market entry, and Lenovo's NVL72 rack-scale Vera Rubin compatibility, representing a symbolic example of old tech stock AI reevaluation. Positioned as the most important milestone for 2026 AI infrastructure second phase, this represents a historic turning point. Third, 24/7's Wall Street exclusive reports Uber CFO Prashanth Mahendra-Raja's statement that AI impact on jobs will be worse than people thought drew industry attention as saying the quiet part out loud. Reaching the decisive moment of full-scale recognition of enterprise AI job impact, this marks a milestone where the white-collar employment structural collapse trend has entered the official acknowledgement phase. Uber's CFO core statement, frankly disclosed that as AI technology utilization drives business efficiency, the combination of substantial workforce reductions and major decreases in new hiring is becoming unavoidable. This is a decisive signal that tech giant CEO and CFO leadership has reached the official recognition phase of more severe AI job impact scenarios than expected. This corresponds with enterprise AI implementation trends, including Uber's 2026 full-year AI coding tool budget being completely consumed in just 4 months, and consultant testimony of a customer's single-month $500 million consumption case due to failure to limit employee AI license usage. This corresponds with the white-collar employment structural collapse trend, alongside Salesforce 4,000 person, Block 4,000 person, HSBC 20,000 person, Morgan Stanley 2,500 person, Cloudflare 700 person layoff trends, totaling over 158,000 AI-related job cuts, reaching the decisive moment where CEO and CFO leadership has entered the official acknowledgement phase. Combined with Goldman Sachs World 300 million job AI automation impact forecast and Dallas Fed 22-25-year-old AI-related occupation employment 13% decline data alignment trends, the AI industry employment impact has reached a decisive signal of official recognition phase transition. Under the situation where 55% of U.S. adults recognize AI harm is greater and 70% are concerned about job reduction in opinion poll results requiring urgent response. The 2026 midterm election AI employment policy is now confirmed as the biggest contention point, reaching the most important AI industry political strategy turning point. Amid mainstream criticism of AI washing, corporate AI job cut, reason announcements alternating with employee AI adoption promotion, contradictory stances create double messaging that erodes internal trust, requiring urgent response. The most important milestone for 2026 enterprise AI employment impact. Fourth, The Guardian exclusive feature reports Anthropic-Pope Leo XIV alliance is facing intense controversy over whether it's all in good faith AI harm countermeasures or skeptical Vatican-washing. Under the decisive moment of global AI governance framework formation, this represents the decisive point where AI corporate religious community alliance strategy ethical validity is fundamentally being questioned, an important debate. Since Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei opened direct dialogue with Vatican Pontifical Academy of Sciences leadership in early May, strategic partnership has accelerated with announcements of joint efforts addressing AI weaponization, mass surveillance, and worker exploitation issues. However, the Guardian criticism centers on suspicions of Vatican-washing strategy, using Pope Leo XIV's Magnificat Humanitas encyclical declaration of absolute non-tolerance for autonomous lethal weapons to enhance corporate reputation, while Anthropic remains in legal battle with the U.S. Department of Defense over supply chain risk designation and maintains its responsible military AI development stance. Under the decisive moment of global AI governance framework formation, Pope Leo XIV's Magnificat Humanitas 43,000-word encyclical, providing ethical guidance to 1.4 billion Catholic believers, represents an important moment where AI corporate political religious strategy has reached a historic turning point. Anthropic has established an independent path supporting Vatican cautious views in direct opposition to White House Trump administration AI action plan deregulation path. Under the situation where AI Frontier Lab stance polarization is reaching decisive moment with OpenAI CEO Altman's global AI agency establishment proposal and xAI Musk's military AI contract promotion, urgent response is required to the trend of skeptical questioning of Anthropic's independent Vatican alliance strategic validity under the decisive moment of global AI governance framework formation alongside G7 countries' joint AI SBOM guidance, EU AI Act, U.S. 38 state AI regulation laws. The religious community's full-scale intervention has reached a new dimension of historic influence requiring urgent response. The most important AI industry ethical strategy turning point of 2026. Fifth, Fortune exclusive feature article by Nest co-founder Matt Rogers warns AI founders face the same fate from hyperscalers as the Sherlocking history where Apple OS updates killed startups every cycle. AI startup ecosystem survival crisis is reaching a structural warning phase. This represents a decisive moment of structural warning for the industry. Rogers explained in detail from his Jobs-era Apple experienced the historic Sherlocking pattern, where Apple OS major updates incorporated third-party app features and destroyed startup businesses with each cycle. Under intensifying AI platform supremacy battle among hyperscalers, Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini, OpenAI ChatGPT, Meta AI, Amazon Rufus Perplexity, AI startups face structural threat recognition decisive moment where they get absorbed by large platform features and excluded from market before establishing independent business. Under the four hyperscalers combined $725 billion capex boom for 2026. The AI infrastructure massive investment monopoly structure trend has fully manifested AI startup platform-level feature absorption risk, reaching a decisive signal of AI startup ecosystem structural existence crisis. In contrast to the platform AI feature expansion trends of Microsoft 365 Copilot Agent 365, Google Workspace AI, Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, AI startup independence strategy requires full-scale reconsideration as urgent issue. Under the K-shaped polarization trend, where February global venture capital reached an all-time high of $189 billion with 90% AI-related and top 3 companies concentrating 83%, the AI startup massive capital concentration structural transformation phase requires urgent response to hyperscalers' platform feature expansion trends. AI startup unique niche establishment and direct hyperscaler competition avoidance strategy has become urgent issue, and under full-scale enterprise AI agent market trends. In contrast to SaaS-apocalypse theory trends, AI native startup unique path establishment has reached the most important decisive differentiation factor moment, the most important milestone for 2026 AI startup ecosystem structural survival crisis. But that's all for this AI news flash.